The 2026 World Cup spans an entire continent. FIFA divided hosting duties across three huge nations: the United States, Mexico, and Canada. The logistics required to pull this off are immense, with 48 national teams playing 104 matches across 16 different host cities. This is the largest single tournament in the history of the sport. But the anchor of the tournament's opening stages isn't a brand new multi-billion-dollar dome. On June 11th, the opening match kicked off in Mexico City, inside Estadio Azteca. This building holds a record that no other venue on Earth can claim. It is the only stadium to ever host matches across three different World Cup editions. It was the stage for Pelé in 1970 and Diego Maradona in 1986. During those eras, over 100,000 fans packed these stands, climbing to the roofline to create a true cathedral of global soccer. Yet, historical prestige doesn't guarantee a smooth operation today. A structure built in the 1960s is severely disadvantaged when forced to meet the high-tech logistical demands of modern international sports. FIFA imposes strict technical and safety mandates on every 2026 host venue. For newer American venues like MetLife Stadium, these mandates only required minor structural adjustments. Crews simply removed some concrete seating risers in the corners to create the safety runoffs required for wider international pitches. Estadio Azteca, conversely, required an extreme intervention. Planners had to execute a $242 million modernization project, initiating a total structural rebirth. But hosting rights aren't granted by nostalgia. An aging stadium has to mathematically prove it can survive the weight of a modern global event. Inside Azteca, architects faced an immediate conflict between a 50-year-old floor plan and FIFA's highly specific zoning rules. The stadium's interior was lined with historic private boxes owned by longtime ticket holders, which immediately sparked intense legal disputes over property rights. This cross-section diagram shows how the old private boxes physically blocked the footprint needed for modern VIP and broadcast tiers. Ownership quickly settled legal battles to rip out the historical infrastructure and widen the tier for commercial partners. Bringing an old concrete stadium up to code requires heavy structural demolition, tearing apart the very walls that witnessed sports history. To preserve the building's status as an active venue, engineers ironically had to destroy significant pieces of its actual physical history. But VIP seating was the least of their worries. The entire geographic foundation beneath the stadium is highly unstable. Mexico City is built on a dried lake bed, and the ground beneath the metropolis is quickly sinking at an alarming rate. This foundational instability, combined with unfinished construction zones, created massive structural safety concerns for a venue expecting to hold 80,000 fans. The subsidence was so severe that it caught the attention of the United States Space Agency, who monitored the geographic shift from orbit. Take a look at this topographical map of Mexico City. The downward trending line graph tracks satellite data, revealing the exact rate at which the stadium's specific coordinates are dropping over time. Below the surface, the massive megastructure carries the immense pressure of the crowds above, even as the earth beneath its pillars shifts and gives way. The $242 million project functioned as a structural rescue mission, securing the building's safety against the threat of foundational failure. Despite the legal battles and geological threats, the engineering mission succeeded. On June 11th, Estadio Azteca successfully hosted the opening match. Under the blinding stadium lights and the intense pressure of a global broadcast, the modernized pitch held firm while the crowds roared. This brutal survival story stands in sharp contrast to newer Mexican venues like Estadio Monterrey, which was built from the start with modern sustainability features and highly controlled architecture. In the hyper-optimized era of 48-team mega-tournaments, a stadium's legacy doesn't guarantee its survival. Immortality requires massive capital, ruthless modernization, and engineering willpower to rebuild from the sinking ground up.